Okay, so I finally watched Wish. And it took me long enough, and look, I take no pleasure in saying that movies are mediocre, aggressively bland, and uninspired, but that's what this movie kind of is. And I don't usually even make videos about movies that I find dull and uninspired because, like, what am I adding to the conversation? This is boring. Who wants to hear that? It's just me spreading negativity for the sake of it. There are still, like, good parts about it, so who am I to stop people from enjoying those good parts? In fact, before I shit on the movie, let me talk about those good parts. Some of the songs were really good. You could definitely tell that they were going for a distinct musical style in some of them, and even if they weren't, like, the most memorable, I have to... I have to admire at least them trying something different. This Wish was good. Welcome to Rosas was also a pretty good opener. The choreography in that scene was also really good. The voice acting was good, but especially Chris Pine, who I kind of expected to be, like, the worst part of the movie, but no, he did a really good job as the villain. The goat was amusing sometimes. He was cute. It's got a pretty detailed world. I'm trying. I am. You guys, it hurts. It kind of hurts how forgettable this entire movie was, man. It hurt. And again, it's not like I enjoy saying that. I wanted to like this movie. I really, really did. The concept seemed cool. The new style seemed cool. The world takes inspiration from Mediterranean cultures, and I wanted this to celebrate that. I wanted this to be good, not drag that culture down and forever make it associated with this thing that will inevitably fall into obscurity soon. And it's even more confusing to me because Raya and the Last Dragon was in a very similar camp to this movie, yet I like that movie a lot more than this. Similar to Wish, Raya took inspiration from various Eastern Asian cultures, using them to flesh out this new world that actually had a lot of potential for stories to be told, and then sort of fumbled the bag in the storytelling part. So why did I genuinely enjoy watching Raya? But I came away from Wish just feeling... nothing. Well, I want to start with the fact that this is Disney's 100th animated feature, and it's clear that they had that in mind when making and marketing it. Hey guys, you know that song about wishing upon a star that it plays in the intro of our movies? I got an idea. And when you're making art, I just feel like that's a terrible thing to do. Oh, this thing needs to be special. It needs to be representative of how long we've been doing this. It's like, no, just make it like you'd make any other movie. But now that you've primed us with the fact that this is your 100th film, we're all gonna have expectations. And those kinds of expectations just... You didn't meet him. You didn't. There's also the animation style, which I'm conflicted about, because I guess I appreciate the idea. Like, Disney finally caught the hint from, like, Spider-Verse and Puss in Boots 2 and Nimona that, oh, people like it when you switch up the animation style. But while the animation of Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots 2, and Nimona made them feel like there was more work put in, the animation of Wish makes it look like there was less. Like, most of the time, the backgrounds are just 2D images with 3D models awkwardly placed in front of them. And then the characters are designed like normal Disney characters with like a weird Instagram filter on them. I don't know, it's very strange. I just feel like they missed the point here. The animation of Spider-Verse wasn't good because it looked like a comic book. It was the way they combined those things with dynamic 3D, and then also use things like camera angles and frame rate and music to create a cohesive, surreal experience. But the extent of the stylistic animation in Wish is just like the textures, and also some cool particle effects, but it's just not that. I need more, dude. You're Disney. You're Disney. But as it is, I probably would have liked this movie more if it was just animated like every other Disney movie. They went halfway with everything, and it's driving me insane. The story and messages were also just not done super well. Now, unlike Raya, I don't find the message to be, like, wrong. Like, yeah, you should follow your dreams, and no one should stop you from doing that. It's like, What are we doing? Problem is, it is so transparently uninspired. I don't like saying that word, but if there's any Disney movie that applies to, it's Wish. I just can't believe how generic of a route it takes. The movie opens with a book, opening a book, and then narration with pictures. They literally made fun of this cliche in Chicken Little. They know that this is the most, like, basic way you could open a kid's movie, and they still did it. She literally wishes on a fucking star so she can sneak into the castle of the evil king who likes being evil and magic for evil purposes, so she can get to the magical item, which is a metaphor. Do you guys get it? This is a metaphor. And then at the end, when it looks like she's defeated, she does an I'm Radio Rebel, and everyone sings, and then the villains are defeated. Asha herself is probably one of the least interesting protagonists Disney's had in a while. She's not unlikable. It's not like her character arc is not believable. Nothing like that. It's just that she has all of the quirky adorkableness that at this point I've grown pretty tired of. But she has a very shallow personality outside of that. You know why it was way less annoying when Moana, Anna, Rapunzel, and Mirabelle were like, well, I'm just like a awkward, relatable girl. Oops, wait, I dropped something and I'm tripping over my feet and I've gotta go. It's because they had other stuff going on. We saw how Anna was forced to grow up isolated from her kingdom and her own sister. So then on Coronation Day, we understand that she's very excited but also nervous, and she's hopeful still after all these years that she can heal her relationship with Elsa. We saw how Rapunzel was kidnapped as a baby and then manipulated her whole life by this evil witch. So then when she ventures out into the world for the first time, she has this inner struggle between her excitement and loyalty to her mother. We saw Moana grapple with two conflicting destinies, one that she wanted and one that her family wanted. And even after she is thrust into a journey across the sea, there are still points where she doesn't know where to go and she doesn't know if she's ready for the responsibility she's been tasked with. We saw how much Mirabelle cared about her family and that she was always trying to help them any way she could, even though she was the only one with no gift. But then her feelings of inadequacy finally catch up with her and she begins desperately searching for answers as to why she's different and how she can toe the line between helping her family and hurting them even more. Now, who is Asha? Well, she's very nice. She cares about people, obviously. Her dad died. I can't forget this. She can't forget that. Very sad. She got some killer pipes. Meets the requirements. Oh, and he's kind of awkward. Oh, yeah, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like, this movie gives us almost no backstory for Asha. She's like the definition of standard Disney Channel protagonist. All the shit she does in an attempt to take down the evil king, like, it just happens to her. Her gaggle of friends are no more interesting. I couldn't tell you a single one of their names. In fact, I think the person with the most interesting character is Magnifico, the villain. He honestly had a pretty believable motivation to become evil, although towards the second half of the movie, he kind of loses all the nuance he had in the first half. So then, like, at the end, when all's said and done, I don't care. I couldn't care less. Like, I don't think anybody changed from beginning to end. Except maybe the queen, I guess? But she's like so irrelevant to the story, it's actually kind of hilarious. And then there's the music, which I've heard a lot of people harp on, and yeah, it's oh man. I am hesitant to criticize the songs for like not being catchy, being hard to sing along to, forgettable. Because like I don't want a pop song. Like, musicals are supposed to take risks with their music. I respect that they went for like different rhythmical structures and different instrumentation and all that. It's like, I can't complain about that. What I can complain about though is the lyrics, which I lost the screenshot, but I saw someone say the first Disney movie to have song lyrics generated by ChatGPT. Yep, pretty much summed it up. Like, I'm gonna look one up right now. I don't remember any of the names of the songs. Ooh, I'm a star. Watch out, world. Here I are. Hey, hey. You know who's looking sharp? Who? Me. I'm a star. Why are we still here? What's pain when I look at you? No way. I could explain you even if I tried to. I'll never dream like used to do. That's a typo. If someone tried to hurt you, I don't see how that could happen. I'd fight for you in ways you can't imagine. Felt this, no I haven't. I hope it would be alright to stay right here, but what the fuck? And then with some of these lyrics, not only are they just awkward, but they also don't fit in the like rhythm of the song. Like, listen to this.
We have this king named Magnifico, and he built Rosas many years ago.
And he built Rosas many years ago. Like, that is, it's kind of like there's no way they couldn't have revised that line to not put the stress on the wrong part of the word many.
Hey, did I mention when you turn 18, you get to give your wish at a ceremony?
You get to give your wish in a ceremony. Like, it's not terrible, but it's also just... Hey, so the stupid lyrics of this song bothered me so much that I wanted to see if I could rewrite them myself, because Disney's not going to do it. So that's on my second channel if you want to watch that. I mean, I want to say again though that like this song is good. I like it. In the city of Rosas, and then of course there's This Is the Thanks I Get, the most epic villain song ever to be made. Now from like a musical standpoint, I didn't hate the song that much, but it's a terrible villain song. It just does not feel like a villain song at all. I just don't get it at all. This is the song where this character is like snapping and turning to evil magic as a way to control the people in his kingdom. This is a villain song. But the song is weirdly happy and upbeat. Like, what?
And this is the thanks I get.
Even with the songs I actually liked, the cynical part of me can't help but think that they're just shallow imitations of much better Disney songs with all of the catchiness but none of the actual substance. Kind of reminds me of a certain online marketplace that I can't remember the name of right now. I actually went back and rewatched this movie in Spanish because I do that sometimes. And guess what? I like the songs a lot more. So I don't know if they like ran out of time to finish the English lyrics, but the Spanish ones are pretty good. The rhythm puts the correct emphasis on the correct syllables and everything. And here's the English version again.
And he built Rosas many years ago.
But the worst part isn't even the movie. It's that Disney thinks they hit a fucking slam run. Slam run? Fuck off. Disney thinks they fucking ate with this movie. Or at least they're trying to make us believe that they did, with all the very unsubtle references to other Disney properties that they threw in there. And then the even less subtle illustrations of Disney characters they put in the credits. Like seriously, why in the credits of this movie are you reminding me of other much better movies that I could be instead spending my time on? Like, we're Disney, and this is a Disney thing. Remember? This is the 100th one, so it has to be good. They even do this fucking obnoxious thing at the end of every song where they pause for like a second or two. Like they're expecting us to stand up and applaud.
Knowing what we know now.
If anything, Disney's downfall is just a cautionary tale for the future. And I don't want to believe that Disney's never gonna make a good movie again. But it, wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. I'm giving Wish a 6 out of 10. And returning to the comparison I made with Raya earlier, I'm now gaining a new appreciation for the actual complex emotional conflict that the main character has. The supporting cast is very memorable from a design, voice acting, and character motivation standpoint. It's not a musical, so it doesn't have that to drag it down. And while it didn't have a different animation style, it sure set itself apart visually in other ways that were much more effective. I don't know, it just felt a lot more genuine to me. At the end, this is all my opinion. Anyway, that was bugging me. I couldn't not make a video about that even though I am very, very late. Hope you enjoyed this review. And if you liked it, be sure to frick and do everything that makes YouTube shows to more people. I don't know what I was gonna say there. And, if you don't, I probably don't have to say this, but it bears repeating. I will have to make a wish that you turn into a goat. Okay. See ya.